Good day and welcome to a new video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Hey, and Merry Christmas. Well, Merry pre-Christmas anyway, as you know. Whether you're watching this, you actually watch this on Christmas or you watch this as a pre-Christmas. You see this as I upload it, which is 3 days before Christmas. But hey, it's a pre-Christmas kind of a stream, and that's how we're doing it. Welcome today. As you can see, I'm doing a Baby Yoda Christmas themed special kind of a thing. And it's pre-Christmas stream, so it's before Christmas, because I can't really do a Christmas stream per se. I may or may not. I don't know how things are going on my Tuesday streams. I may have it, may not. That will be Christmas Eve. I'm not too sure if I have it or not. We'll see how things go. If I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. But yeah, things are going good. I'm working on this painting at the moment, so you might see me kind of develop this painting a little bit and play around with things. And in the end, you can see kind of my final result in black and white. And then after Christmas, the post-Christmas stream, after Christmas stream, whatever, with that you will see the final piece. I'll probably, maybe on Christmas Day, I'll probably post it up on social media, like Instagram or something, on Christmas Day maybe, or something like that. I'll probably post it up. Other than that, you'll see it on the YouTube channel after Christmas, and yeah, just wishing everyone, happy holidays and everything like that. Hopefully, all the artists that I have had in, all those artists have a fantastic, little holiday. Their families, I know some of them that I've talked to have children, and partners and things like that, so hopefully they're spending time with family and friends and things like that for this festive season. I know some of you are on our side of the world where you are having a summer Christmas, and others might be having a winter Christmas, which is interesting. It's something I brought up once. It'd be interesting to have that kind of winter Christmas once. But yeah, it would be nice to experience that one year maybe. But we'll see how things go, So I struggled a little bit with this kind of Baby Yoda concept. It kind of got a little bit better, and then it got worse, and I just kept fighting it a little bit too much, and it just got worse or worse. As the terms of the drawing went. And then, I took a step back and drew like Baby Yoda on his own, without like drawing him in this environment, just drawed him for a little bit, kind of got the hang of what that character was. And then, I was really in a struggling mood. I was like, oh, I'm struggling with this painting. I'm never gonna get it done. Never gonna get this good painting done. And then, what happens is I end up, taking a step back, doing a little bit of like process work of me just drawing Yoda on his own without any kind of pressure, just kind of drawing Yoda, making the character look good. And then, I found from doing that, I then tried to put him in the environment again. And it's different, a little bit different to what you're seeing now, but I think it worked out for the best in the end. You'll see me work on that and see the changes that I do in the end. That can be my process. It depends. Usually I have a pretty good drawing to begin with. But yeah, sometimes I paint it up or I grayscale it up or something, and it doesn't work out right. It goes funny. The drawing, it might seem okay, but then, like rendering it a little bit, it doesn't work out, and then stepping back a little bit works out. So yeah, it's silly season. And it's been a bit busy at the moment. Obviously I'm working on this piece at the moment, taking a break again from my children's book, and also I'm doing some other stuff at the moment. I've got to get ready for like the New Year stream, where with the New Year stream, usually every year I have all the pieces that I've done in that year, like the 2018. Yeah, I have all the pieces that I did the previous year, or whatever, that year, Christmas, New Year's Eve, kind of that year. And discuss from there, how the year's been, like what my goals for like next year will be, and what my plan is for moving forward, and keeping on this track for the next year, and looking at what I'm doing now, what I have achieved this year, what I could do better, and things like that, and just consider those things. And yeah, that's what the kind of thing I discuss in the New Year's stream. And yeah, wish everyone all the best for the New Year as well. Yeah, I've got family Christmas dues to do after, to do this year for Christmas. So that keeps me busy. I'm not sure for Boxing Day. I've got the day off, obviously. We'll see what I'm doing. I'm not too sure yet. But it might give me a little bit of time, maybe, for doing some painting. In the next coming weeks, I know I have a little bit of time for extra time for painting. Not usually my schedule, which is good. And yeah, it's always a struggle with these things coming up, like Christmas and Easter and all these events that come up during the year. It is kind of keeping up with the videos and things on top of doing other stuff that you have to do, like preparing food and organizing the events you go to, and getting presents and all that kind of thing, on top of trying to get these paintings done that I do. I might be doing this every year for the Christmas event, doing a Christmas painting every year. I know I did last year, and I did the year before that. I just did like a drawing sketch thing, and the year before that I did a proper kind of drawing thing as well. So it all depends, but yeah, I just kind of we might be doing this a bit more next year as well, like festive events. Like I might do a Easter one next year at some point. We'll see how things go, because I'll probably be busy painting my other stuff, trying to get the book sorted, and things like that. That means we're the end of this year, and yeah, it's been a great year so far. And yeah, sometimes I have artists in on these Christmas streams. I used to do it with like my mates from course. Do this kind of Christmas stream, just me kind of chatting. That's what I did one year. But usually around this period, just kind of do my own, just kind of wish everyone like a Happy New Year and Merry Christmas and everything like that. Have a safe and wonderful holiday. That's kind of thing that I like to really say in this. You can see me kind of fix up the reference and how I how I place my references and things. That's how I set up. Every time I do, start painting, um, for the night or the day or however it goes, I have to set up this. I've got to set up how it looks like this and everything. It's not set up for me or anything. It's just I have to set it up that way. So you saw me just setting up properly again. And I usually what I do is I set up as soon as I start on the computer, set it up. That way it's all set up and ready to go when I do feel like going painting, continuing the painting. And I usually leave it there, usually, and I do other stuff as well on the side and just leave it there all set up so that when I do, have the urge or I'm finished something else that I'm doing, I keep painting. Sometimes I'm really focused and I just paint. Once I'm set up, I continue painting and continue painting. For this piece, I've really got to get it finished. Because it's 3-4 days away. But yeah, I think it's coming along at the moment. The piece that I've got at the moment. I think we're going for this piece. We're going to have to decide on things that aren't so important to get perfect, and decide on what things to get perfect, like making sure that it's Baby Yoda, making sure that it's a Christmas tree. There's important elements to it that really tell the story for this illustration. Just with this piece here, I'm just trying to bring Christmas joy, just in a Christmas holiday, things like that. Just trying to bring some joy, the Christmas spirit and things like that from this piece. Happy piece. There's that kind of emotion, festive, Christmas. That's what I'm kind of really bringing out in this piece. So that's the important parts I'm focusing on for this piece. Making sure it can look as good as it can, but obviously if I don't have time, I can't render the heck of it out of it. Obviously, I can only get it as close and as good as possible, So that's what I'm hoping for. As I say, it's not finished. I've got 4 days, I think, and in that time I've got things to do. So I've only got so many hours here and there to actually paint this thing, get this thing fully finished. So that's very challenging thing for for me, getting this done. It's gonna be really challenging, but I'm up for it. Definitely today I did quite a few hours on it, and it's coming underway. And yeah, I think I'll get it done. Sometimes can, I guess, stress a little bit, I guess, when it's these kind of deadlines that are that close. I kind of really push it further and just keep painting, keep trying to constantly try to get myself to paint all the time. As soon as I get home, try to sort out things, and every spare moment just trying to get things underway, or get things out of the way. Like I was thinking about like streaming it earlier today or something like that, or trying to get the stream underway and get this out of the way. I had to leave it to tonight, which is fine. But yeah, I'm getting it done now, and that means like tomorrow night, probably I'll have some time to paint, and I do have to do like the recording stuff for the weekly tips. but you know, gotta get that underway. But I'll probably, you know, record it, but I'll leave all the other little bits to the morning, because usually the morning, I can't really get any painting done really in the morning unless I wake up like real early or something. Well, at the moment I don't want to do that. You know, I can do it at some point if I really need to do it. If I really am, you know, at the bare, kind of struggling at doing this, getting it finished, I may have to like do that or stay up a little later or something like that to get it done. Whatever like the situation is, you know, I need to kind of do it. I'll probably maybe tonight I'll get, you know, probably be able to paint this for a little bit, get this piece underway a little bit. But yeah, it's yeah, I think, you know, sometimes with these pieces I create sometimes, I do kind of critique it too much sometimes. Like it's like, oh, it's got to be perfect. It doesn't look good enough, you know. It's but it can, for me, it can work out good, or it can work out just frustrating the heck out of me, you know. Sometimes. For this, you know, I was really struggling at being like, oh, I've achieved Baby Yoda. In, you know, going further, as you can see, it's starting to feel a bit more. He's like older and kind of looks like a mini person or something. Like he's not a baby as such. He's a mini Yoda, kind of a theme. So it didn't really give me joy or happiness really. So the way I did go, you know, worked out a little bit better. So that's kind of a good thing. Yeah. Obviously there's struggles, you know, as you do, you know, level up and grow as an artist and work on pieces and illustrations. There are struggles with each piece when you're kind of, for me, I'm doing, I mean, it's still kind of, you know, it's for myself, but it's like, at a different extent. Like when you kind of start off and you're just like, I'll draw this for the sake of drawing it, because, you know, say you're drawing like Sailor Moon or Goku or something, and you're like, oh, I like Goku, so I'm gonna draw Goku, and yeah, you achieve it. Yeah, you know, for me, I want a bit more. I'm trying to push the boundaries these days. When you get to that stage of pushing the boundaries, trying to not just draw what you see just because you liked it, like drawing a red panda because you like the red panda, or whatever reason you have to draw it, then it becomes very, you know, it starts becoming more and more difficult. Obviously there's baby steps to take before you start to kind of create your own stuff and create unique and interesting stories with your illustrations, or interesting characters, or designs, or whatever you're creating. You know, there's a certain like baby steps you've got to take. Obviously, you know, you've got to be familiar of drawing things, of learning how to draw what you see. Then you got to break down, you know, what am I actually drawing that I'm seeing, and then you got to use what you're drawing and kind of manipulate it to create what you want to create, to tell your story, to tell your illustration, to just create something fun for people to look at and pin on their walls. And, you know, it can go horribly wrong, you know, at any given point, you know, with this this Christmas illustration, I was really, at that point, this is going horribly wrong. You can see me, like, starting to change the ears here and being like, oh, I don't like the ears. I think the ears are a bit longer. Maybe I try this. Trying to get his ears a bit longer. Maybe that might fix it. I'm not 100% sure how to fix things. And I don't think at any, like, I mean, there's probably a certain level that you do know what you're doing. I mean, I do know what I'm doing, but there are certain elements or certain times, certain things I'm drawing that I'm trying to get things right, but they aren't fully like clicking, or trying to illustrate what I'm seeing and trying to make it look realistic and things like that. But with the pictures, they are, that's what they are. They're only pictures. They aren't exactly what I'm painting. They there are differences. Obviously, there isn't this pose of Baby Yoda sitting in a stocking anywhere on the internet, so I can't just grab that image and draw that image. I have to actually kind of draw Yoda and consider his pose and his ears and everything. And I think I've achieved it at a certain level. I could have done better with the pose they ended up with, and things like that, but I feel like I have achieved something, and that's when you start really leveling up. You're gonna fail though. That's the thing. There's kind of no right and wrong. I mean, some artists might be able to, go over this and be like, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is right. But the same artist might actually kind of create it, not see those things. They might, when that artist might be, or illustrator, they may struggle at the start. I struggle all the time, and there's certain things I do to get through things, to get through every illustration, to keep these things going, these YouTube streams, and keeping these this book coming along and everything that I'm creating at the moment. There's certain things I do, every day that keeps me, doing it, keeps me, if I do, there are nights that I struggle so much with it. I'm just like, paid off because I can't draw it in a certain way, and take a break and do things, and I might not paint that night, or might paint less that night. But I struggle through it. But there's certain things I do that keep me going. Like, for instance, doing these daily drawings that I'm doing at the moment. I do 4 days a week where I'm drawing like something small that I post to Instagram, and that that is kind of a word that I've picked. I do 4 words a week. I do those 4 drawings, and I post them to Instagram. I do 4 days because it's not so stressful. It's then 1 day, or then doing it every day, it's really stressful. So it's not so stressful, because that means one of those lunch times. I usually do it during my lunch breaks. One of those lunch times I can go out, have lunch, or do other things that I need to do. I do, have had days where I've had to go out and do stuff, then come back and try to have lunch and finish the drawing at the same time. Which is not ideal, but it is, that's also possible. I know it's only 4 days a week, so, if I have to do that like on a Monday and Tuesday, I can do that. My drawing can, suffer because it's only like a 5-minute drawings. But I still get, a drawing out of it. I've still done the day's work. I done something interesting with the word of creative. Sometimes just in a quick drawing, but maybe one day I could take that sketch, that quick 5-10 minute drawing, and expand it. It gives me so many more ideas. I've got drawings of like snakes biting each other, a cat reaching a box. I've got all these kind of sketches now that have an interesting idea that I could be like, hey, this could fit in this illustration, like maybe in one of my future books or illustrations, paintings, or something, that I look at one of my old sketches and I can be like, hey, this is actually, the kind of pose or image or feeling I was going for. Maybe I could try and reuse this illustration or drawing, quick sketch, to improve this drawing that I've got here. And that's what keeps me going, because sometimes that happens. Sometimes I think about the piece I'm working on, and I do work at it away from the computer, just sketching in my sketchbook. And at that work, sometimes I'm really struggling at a drawing. Like I might be with this Baby Yoda. I was really struggling. I was thinking maybe the next day I do like take some reference with me and just draw heaps of Yodas, these Baby Yodas, and eventually I'll come up with something, and then I'll like use that to fix it up. That happens a wee bit too. That's sometimes what I do. Sometimes if I'm like, there was some book pages that I'm like really struggling with this pose, or really like I can't do this right now, and then some other time I'm just not too worried about what I'm doing. I'm just relaxed, wanting to draw something. I'm like, okay, well, we'll give this a go, and decide, well, keep on painting, keep on drawing it, or draw this concept a little bit further because I'm really struggling at it, and I end up with something pretty cool because at the time I'm relaxed about it. I'm just kind of illustrating and creating stuff. So yeah, this obviously a Christmas stream, pre-Christmas stream. We've got a post-Christmas stream coming next week, so we got to finish this piece before then, and then do the stream. It might be this time next week, but somewhere around this time next week, post-Christmas stream. So you see the finish of this painting, and then you'll just hear me like kind of chat about how my Christmas went, and how maybe I'll talk a bit me finishing the piece, how I went about it. Whether I've actually kind of finished it on like Christmas Eve or something, or if I actually finished it in a couple of days or something. I can kind of talk about that too. We were 28 minutes in, which is good. So we're almost halfway. If you have listened to this YouTube stream, podcast, whatever you want to call it, feel free to like, share, subscribe. I really really do appreciate it. It's awesome having a little bit of a crowd that does enjoy this kind of stuff, because I love creating it, and I do like getting like comments and things like that, and people enjoying my videos. It's an extra bonus, but it's really awesome for people to come in and listen to either me or other artists that I do have in, chat about their life and their art stuff and their illustrations, and trying to help artists out there, trying to get people pursuing what they love to do. It is, it's definitely, a struggling kind of um, career choice in a way. It's not impossible, but it is very challenging to get through. So here you can just see me just put in the new drawing for Baby Yoda, and yeah, it's so much. I feel it's so much cuter than what you just saw me kind of creating from this point. Um, which yeah, it's very interesting that it's come this far. Um, yeah, I feel like that's how this is what I had to do, is take a step back, and it just feels way more wonderful than what I was actually painting. Um, it's just trying to get to work. I was like, I don't have time for this. I've got to keep painting this and keep getting this underway. So it's more like a stressing out kind of thing, and yeah, it just let me in a kind of into a brick wall in a way, So it's just deciding I've hit the brick wall, and finding another way out of that maze or whatever, Um, yeah, that's the way I kind of go, sometimes. Sometimes it's all smooth, with a painting it goes smoothly, I get it done within the deadline. Um, but usually, most of the time with those paintings, or those things that I do, usually I post it somewhere, and someone um points out something that's wrong with it. So usually, um, that's kind of, for me, that's kind of a good thing, because that's something I've missed. I mean, the struggle really tells me that I am, I'm learning something new. I'm really, putting my effort in, and trying to get things underway, and trying to push forward in my career, and trying to get better. If I'm doing a piece and I'm not kind of challenged by it, or if I'm not, or if it's just another illustration, then usually at that point it's like, well, is it any good then? Usually it gets, but there are, some illustrations that I've done. It's not exactly challenging per se, but the fun, and is something that I can create, kind of a thing, and it's, but and they look alright, they don't look the best, but yeah, they turn out alright. But usually, yeah, it is that if it's kind of not challenging to me, or yeah, I'm struggling with it in some formal way, there's, yeah, all those challenges and things that come along the way. If there wasn't any of those, usually it's not that great a piece, or it's not memorable to me. Um, Usually they're like these memories in creating these paintings for me. Um, Times, strugglings, those time eureka moments. I always remember those eureka moments that I'm like really fighting something, and then whoa, I've created something, and it just magical, and it gives me that whole feeling again, like, um, I definitely can do this. I'm way, like, I'm above my level again. Um, because yeah, if I just create stuff and looks good and everything like that, and I'm not having any struggles with it, I don't exactly get that eureka moment. Like, I'm really struggling in it, and I don't feel like um I've gained a level, or I'm above my game again. I don't get that feeling like, oh, I'm actually a good illustrator. I just feel like I've created an illustration. Um, which is fun, but it's always good to have a challenge, and then at the end of the challenge get something awesome out of it. Yeah, it does tell that I'm learning, and that's what I'm keeping on doing. I will, yeah, um, really want to do more challenges and things. in the sense of challenging, what I'm doing, and making sure that I still get those Eureka moments. I know it's great to have all these challenges to keep up those daily drawings even are challenging, because I've got those other things on that I want to do. So being like, no, I have to do it this day, I have to get it posted, makes it definitely challenging to get it done, get it drawn, get it posted, and everything like that. But in the end, I still do it, I still get it done. I haven't really missed a day. I might have missed a day posting, but I always just post it the next day or something. But I've never kind of missed a day actually drawing it. I think I have once for like Inktober or something like that, for those kind of challenges. But that's pretty good still, this year I survived Inktober. Yeah. I don't know if there's like a December or winter challenge or summer challenge for drawing. But it'd be interesting to do one if there was like a whole like winter, you do like 30 days of winter or something. That'd be interesting. Or the 26 days of Christmas or something. You have to do like a certain drawing each day for the 26 days up to Christmas. That would be an interesting way to kind of do an event calendar, kind of a thing. Have a different Christmas themed painting. I couldn't do that because I've got other priorities and things to do, and yeah, I'd have to have like a lot of time to do it. Basically, I would have to have enough time. Like Cryptid Creations, he's an awesome artist that does a painting every day of something kind of punny. He does all sorts of stuff. He does fan art. He does just his own creations. He does Christmas or event themes as well throughout the year. And he's also done Inktober, which is really interesting because he did the daily paintings, and then he also did a Inktober drawing painting thing as well. So he had two fully rendered paintings that he had to do every day. So he is an awesome guy. Gil, I think he's an awesome artist anyway, illustrator. I can't remember, but yeah, I know his name. Cryptid Creations. He's an awesome artist. He's really inspiring that he does it every day. I've been following him for years, like nearly 7 years, about almost 5-7 years, somewhere around there. So I discovered him in my first year of School of Design, I think. In Wingers, I'm pretty sure that's when. So that's like 2000 and would be 2015, I think. 15, 14 possibly, question mark. So yeah, it's been a long time since I discovered him and was like, oh, he does this every day. I saw his paintings and things online for a wee bit, and then I saw like the numbers he was doing, and I was like, hold up, I've seen like a drawing nearly every day now. And then I was like, oh my gosh, he does this every day, and I was like, wow, blown away by it. Just being like, oh, he does this painting at this scale, at this kind of level every day. I was just blown away. I was like, oh my gosh, how does he do that? And always wishing I was at that level. But yeah, I would need a little bit more dedication if I was to get to that level, and priorities and things, but yeah, it's really that whole motivation of paint or die kind of a thing. That I need a little bit more of, I guess. And also, you know, usually even though it's Christmas, I end up drawing anyway, which is interesting. You know, always keep drawing, even if it is, you know, an event or something. I do, you know, love to draw. You know, that's my jam. So, just having some time to draw in Christmas is great. Um, yeah, I really enjoy painting and creating stuff, regardless of what day it is, you know. But yeah, Merry Christmas, everyone. Um, Feel free to like, share, subscribe if yeah, and feel free to comment down below. You know what you're up to for Christmas. Um, uh, yeah, everyone, Merry Christmas, and yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.